It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And up next, we'll see Jalen Wright.
He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Armadillos and the Oilers. Next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the fastest rising cities in the U.S., the capital city of Austin, Texas.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Austin team entering play. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led by their 5'11 quarterback, and a mobile one at that. From Temple, it's P.J. Walker.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. We're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
You get a look at their key inactives for this week's game, and Charles, clearly you don't want to have any of these guys unavailable, especially when you're where they're at fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you've got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity.
And working out of the gun here, Walker.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Elliott diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Well, just about an ideal start to this one offensively, because on the road, you want to make sure you quiet the home crowd early. And how do they do it? Nice march to start things off. Let the run game find its footing early. That drive certainly checked a lot of boxes, and they finished it off with a touchdown run.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And able to get this out to the 25.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that, because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
They'll go again here with Wright.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. To throw, Young.
A short one there, caught by Granson. He's got room at the 30.
And he takes it all the way down to the 22. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll run on first down with Wright. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8. Now a toss play for Wright.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. To the left side, into the hands of Adunze.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Walker now.
This short throw caught by Goddard. Escapes the defender. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a toss to Singletary running to the left. There's a... And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Devin Singletary, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Boy, a lot of space outside the numbers there, and he's able to take that toss all the way to the end zone.
And that certainly felt like something they had studied on tape and wanted to test here early in the ball game. They thought they could get wide on these guys, and they thought it was worth taking a chance with this play call here in the first quarter. Definitely paid off in a big way.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Armadillos offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season.
The tight end in motion right.
They'll start on the ground with Wright. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Young. A pass complete to Odunze. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's Young off play action. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Young now from the 50. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A busy first quarter. His third catch of the afternoon is a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. But you look at this defense. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Here's Young from the shotgun. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. And his kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Oilers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. Now Walker. This short throw caught by Goddard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Singletary trying the left side. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw is Walker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. To throw is Walker. This short throw caught by Goddard. Still on his feet. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Houston. Dallas Goedert with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Oilers go up by 2 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Boston's offense ready to go again.
They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. On play action, Young. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jalen Carter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
A give up the middle to right. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Walker, well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Singletary here running out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Now Walker. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
2nd down and a yard.
On the handoff, running left, Singletary. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, Walker.
He finds Robinson, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's Walker.
This is caught, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 27 yards.
And the Oilers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Austin's offense ready to go again. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday you press it a little bit. This might be the case.
They go play action. Young.
Same connection. Dulcich once again.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Throwing. Young. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Again, it's Young.
He'll get this into the hands of Adunze.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Young. Over the middle, complete. It's right. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Now Young. And it's caught. Touchdown. A.J. Brown. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Armadillos are able to cut into that deficit.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will cut the lead down to 15. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The visitors' offense and running back Devin Singletary headed back onto the field. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And they go play action. Here's Walker.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Walker open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And working out of the gun here, Walker.
Forced out to his left. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. A give up the middle to Singletary. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Out route pass complete to Goddard.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dallas Goedert, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Oilers take a 3-touchdown lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Boston's offense ready to go again. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there and a 1st down. In motion goes the tight end. Young.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll throw again. Young.
A pass complete to Odunze.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now Young. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Out of the gun, it's Young. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Armadillos offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
Complete to right. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Young will set to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now here's Young. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
They'll work the middle here with Wright.
Gets around him. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. And they'll go right back to Wright.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Jalen Wright
25 yards.
And the Armadillos are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
From the shotgun, it's Walker. It gets this complete to Shaheed.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Play action now. Walker.
Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Derek Barnett drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And they'll run the option to start the drive. Oh, Young loses it.
And the defense will get their hands on it. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
88 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Young working out of the gun.
got his man. It's Dulcich.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
And now a pause because we've got A.J. Brown dinged up on that last play, and they're going to have to get some medical attention to him. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 5. In motion right, Dobbs.
Looking to throw, Young. Wright's got it.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Wright.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Young to throw it.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
But it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Young. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Young off the bootleg. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Throwing, Young. And he's got it. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Right. Touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now Houston's offense taking over again. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started.
A solid stiff arm. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want him to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Off the play fake, Walker.
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room.
To throw is Walker.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Now Walker.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
So one first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on third down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
The home team's offense and running back Jalen Wright getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. On first down, they'll start out with Wright.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
112 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
They'll give this to Wright, running right.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Devin Bush sprinting behind the line to track down the ball carrier.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Slant route, he's got Dobbs.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Austin. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. Young to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
On the give, this is Wright down to the 22-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And it's caught. And he will take it in for the touchdown.
Greg Dulcich.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Armadillos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode.
Touchdown, Houston! Devin Singletary, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Oilers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Young.
That's taken in by Dulcich.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Here is Young. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Will Anderson
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
To throw, Young.
Finds Dulcich out left side.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd down, Young from the gun.
That is caught.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 30-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Young now. A quick throw, but incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Young. Completes it again to Dobbs.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Young. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Alex Anzalone in there to drop him for a loss on the play. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Young into the slide, and he's got a first down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Out of the gun, here's a give to right.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Young will set to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Denzel Perryman with a sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offense.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Bryce Young taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Armadillos have got it back to within a score. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Walker. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Walker now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Devin Singletary, 35 yards. And the Oilers will add to their fourth quarter lead. So how about the fortitude there? They're in field goal range, but they say, no, forget the 3. We think we can get the first, and they wind up getting a lot more than they bargained for.
And I love how you used an SAT word to describe what we just saw there, partner. That's got to be a deflated defense. You see the head down, the shoulders slumped. But we've talked about this before. Sometimes as a defense, you get so wrapped up in defending the first down line that that's your last line of defense. And once they get past that, they're gone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Now here's Young.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back to throw now on 1st down.
And Young will slide to the ground safely as he picks up the 1st down as well.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Time becoming a factor, down 2 scores, though they have 2 timeouts and, of course, the 2-minute warning to work with as well. Got a man. It's Robbie Chosen.
Touchdown!
Robbie Chosen.
39 yards.
And the Armadillos have cut it back within a score.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
On the counter, this is Singletary.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
They go right back to Singletary.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
To throw is Walker.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Harold Landry with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to put them a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
Young.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25.
That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles, and that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So for Houston, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Austin, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.